Hi, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me again for Science Today. Now, yesterday, I hope you enjoyed reading those life cycle books. Were you able to read those to your family at home? You might have needed a little bit of help, but I bet you could read a lot of the words in those books. And I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope your family enjoyed hearing you read those stories to them. Okay? Today, I'm going to read a little story to you about some caterpillars. And what we're going to do is I'm going to read you the story, and then I'm going to give you a little project to do. Okay? And you can work on it today and tomorrow. And I can't wait to see pictures of your project when they're finished. We'll show you an example of one of the projects that we made at our house. But before I get to that, I'm going to read you our story for today called 10 Little Caterpillars. And this book is by Bill Martin Jr. And Bill Martin Jr. also wrote books like Chicka Chicka Boom Boom that we've read before. And the illustrator is Lois Ehlert. Okay. And we will read 10 Little Caterpillars. The first little caterpillar crawled into a bower. See him there? The second little caterpillar wriggled up a flower. Did you find him? And wriggle means to wiggle, 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 all the way up. The third little caterpillar climbed a cabbage head. And a cabbage head is like a head of lettuce. That's where all those leaves are. The fourth little caterpillar found a melon bed. Ooh, so he's sitting on top of a melon. Ooh, I noticed all these caterpillars look a little bit different, not the same. The fifth little caterpillar sailed a garden pool. Ooh, and what is he sailing on in that garden pool? Do you see him sailing on a leaf? The sixth little caterpillar was carried off to school. He ended up in a jar. Who do you think carried him off to school with them? Could it be a little boy or a little girl like you? Probably. The seventh little caterpillar met a hungry wren. Ooh, and this makes me think of our Bear Snores On book. Remember the two birds, the wren and the raven? Uh-oh. It's a hungry wren. I hope he doesn't eat the caterpillar up. The eighth little caterpillar was frightened by a hen. The ninth little caterpillar fell into the sea. Oh. The 10th little caterpillar scaled an apple tree. And to scale the tree means to climb all the way up it. Ooh, and do you see what he's eating when he got into that tree? And hung there patiently. Now you might be wondering, where did that caterpillar go? I see right here, there is a chrysalis. And there's a little teeny tiny label that tells me that this is a chrysalis. Sometimes we hear it called a cocoon, but this one is a chrysalis. Until by and by, the 10th little caterpillar. I wonder what's going to happen. Became a butterfly. Oh, how beautiful. Now, this is a kind of cool part of this book, and I love this part. Did you notice that those caterpillars didn't all look the same on every single page? They were different colors and had different designs on their body or patterns on their body. That's because they were all different kinds of caterpillars. All 10 of them were different types of caterpillars that turn into different kinds of butterflies. And this part of the book is going to show us. We're not going to read all of it, but I want to show you so you can look at the pictures of the first caterpillar, okay? The morning cloak. This is what the caterpillar looks like. This is what the butterfly looks like when it hatches out of its cocoon. Number 2 is the buckeye caterpillar. And this is what the buckeye butterfly looks like. Number 3 was a cabbage looper. And this is what the moth that it turns into looks like. Number 4 was a yellow bear. And this is what the moth looks like that it turns into. Number 3 was a yellow-necked caterpillar. And this is the moth that it turns into. And then on our next page, number 6 was a monarch caterpillar. And this is the butterfly that it turns into. We see a lot of those outside. A painted lady caterpillar. And this is what the butterfly looks like that it turns into. A woolly bear caterpillar. And this is what the moth looks like that it turns into. And this is a common wood nymph caterpillar. And this is what the butterfly looks like that it turns into. And the last one, number 10, was a tiger swallow caterpillar. And this is what the butterfly looks like that caterpillar turns into. So I thought that was a really cool book, showing not only the caterpillars turning into the butterflies and what they're doing before they turn into butterflies, but I loved the end of that story where we saw there's all different kinds of caterpillars that turn into all different kinds of butterflies or moths. Did you know that caterpillars also turn into moths? Some of them do. Some turn into butterflies. So I hope you enjoyed that story, The 10 Little Caterpillars. Okay? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now I'm going to show you a little project. Remember I told you were going to do a little project. And your project today, and you can work on it today and tomorrow if you need to, you're going to be making your own life cycle. Okay? And you can choose to do this however you want. You can use crayons and paper, scissors, glue. If you have some craft supplies or things around the house that you would like to use, you can do that. Okay, we've read all different books about caterpillars. Yesterday, you got a chance to read about frogs and caterpillars to butterflies and ladybugs to grubs. We also got those frog and butterfly life cycles that I put on there for you to look at. So you can use those as an example, but you're going to choose whatever animal you want to. You can even do the life cycle of you. A person has a life cycle also. Okay, so you can choose any animal that you want to, and you're going to make a life cycle. Remember, you can make it very simple by just drawing it, or you can get really creative with it and find some materials around your house to help you make it. I'm going to show you an example of how we made our life cycle. Yours does not have to look just like ours. You can make yours however you want, and you be creative. But here's what we did.
Hi, boys and girls. I will show you a butterfly life cycle I made.
All right. Go ahead. Oh, and let's hold it up to the camera so they can see it up close. Okay, and what did you put on your butterfly life cycle? What did you do first?
I have some leaves And we do it on these popcorn kernels.
And what are those popcorn kernels supposed to be? The butterflies?
Eggs.
Eggs. And then what did we do next?
Have a caterpillar we made it out of cereal.
Mm-hmm.
And punched the holes in the leaf. So
Why did we punch holes in the leaf?
Because they are a caterpillar was eating it.
Okay, and what did we do next down here?
This is a chrysalis.
Oh, and what did we make
on
that
the leaf?
What did we make that out of?
Of flowers in our backyard.
One of the
old ones.
Yeah.
On the down.
Yeah, it's a dead, shriveled up flower. And what did we put on there last?
Butterfly made out of paper.
Okay, so she made hers in a butterfly life cycle and used these different things. Remember, yours does not have to look the same as Zoe's. You don't even have to do a butterfly life cycle. If you want, you can do a chicken's life cycle or a frog's life cycle. You can either use paper and just color it, or you can get creative and use some things around your house to make your butterfly life cycle. Remember, this is something that when you're finished with it, Mom and Dad are going to take a picture of it and send it to me. Okay, I can't wait to see what you do. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.